Road rally isn't my favorite thing to do. You know, you've been sitting in the car hot and sweaty all day trying to eke out a good time. And then you go out on these city streets with traffic and all. But it was much sweeter after we were able to pull it out on that last lap and get the fast time of the day. So it was good. Me and JJ cruised around and checked out the scenery and got it back and got our 100 points for road rally. Mike won D&E. We came in second, you know, and that's important because, you know, we got a lot of flack, both Mike and myself, for how we finished at OUSCI last year in November. Finished tied for first. And now here we're at the top of the charts here. That makes us feel really good that all the hard work that we put into this car, people have noticed. New sets of judges every single time, and yet we're still getting the same results. So that's pretty cool. Won the autocross today outright. That's pretty cool. So, you know, we're 1 point out of having a perfect score. There won't be a perfect 500 this weekend, but let's see if we can get over 495 points for the weekend. Let's see. The speed stop, you know, that's that car's strong point. We haven't lost a speed stop with that car when it's been healthy yet. Mike wanted to bet again on that, but you know what? I already lost 50 bucks, so I'm not gonna lose another 50. Let's just go out and race, see what happens. It's short and sweet. It's really a fun speed stop. You know, it only lasts 8 seconds long, but it's a fast, fun 8 seconds. Short straightaway followed by an even shorter comeback straightaway. We did our reconnaissance laps that we do in the morning where we follow Jimmy as a pace car and we get the road course under our belt and get familiar with it. But we come right off that track when the tires are warm, the brakes are warm, and got right in the speed stop. Now we went out on the speed stop run and immediately went 8.9, under 9 seconds. We just need to know where we stand. If somebody threatens us here, you gotta know. You know, first speed stops in the books, we're at an 8.9. Everything else that we've seen has been in the 9s, so we're sub 9 seconds on both sides, and we're both safely in. So big contrast from Vegas, where it took us a while after lunch to even get a run in on speed stop. We've got our first run in, so now all I have to do is work on improving. It's great to be able to get that monkey off your back and stick your first run in on speed stop, because sometimes it takes a while. You're trying to stop at the back of the box, and a lot of times I go through the box in the first few runs and I back up my braking zone. But this one's a little different. It's short, you know, and I was a little sideways. You're coming in the box a little sideways, so a little not out of control, but a controlled out of control. Nobody else has been able to get that close to us except for Brandon and his GTR. So we're really battling over there. So far so good. We're leading speed stop. We've tried to improve and we've been able to get down to the 8.6 range. So, you know, I don't know if that time's gonna hold up, but we're gonna wait until we go out on the road course and run a good session there, come off the track hot, get right in the line, and see if we can improve our times all on speed stop.
Let's bleed the fronts real quick so you have good pedal out there, and then...
Okay. This car does so well in speed stop and it brakes so well on the road course. It's a good feeling to know I got Wilwood brakes all the way around. We're gonna bleed them a little bit this morning. The pedal was a little soft. You know, there's so much heat that gets built up in these brakes that the fluid needs to be bled or changed. And that's what we're doing this morning before we go out on our first road course session. You know, it's cool out, and a turbo motor really makes good horsepower when the air is cold and dense and a lot of moisture in it like it is down here in the bayou. You know, it's cool, and I think this turbo motor is really going to make some power. And you know, as the day wears on, it's going to get warmer, and you know, we need to get out there and set our time and take the pressure off. This racetrack is very difficult, very technical, and is very, very fast. You're hauling the mail pretty good. It has a lot of technically difficult corners that are blind. You can't see apexes and that type of thing. So course knowledge is very useful here. And if you're just showing up out of the blue, it's really hard to just get in the car and go fast right away. Did we get any times?
Yeah, you ran your best was a 154.
Oh, okay.
7.
All right.
But you're 5th overall.
I am disappointed because usually we're faster on a road course, especially with this car. We've been working on this car a lot, and you know, we were second fastest at Las Vegas to Rich Willoff.
We're just hitting the rev limiter just a titch too early.
And Graham's raising the rev limiter just a few hundred RPM so we can go deeper into that first corner without hitting the rev limiter and cutting power. So maybe that'll give us a 10th or 2 that we need to really set a good time. Yeah, we went to the speed stop after the road course. You know, the tires are warm, the brakes are warm, and we went back out there, and it seemed like the track was slower. We could not improve from our morning times, which I guess that's good, because if the track's slower, it means other people won't go faster, and we'll be able to protect our lead there. You know, we went out on the road course today in the car, and you know, we hadn't seen the place before, and the car felt really nervous. I mean, meaning the rear end, the car was loose and didn't have a lot of rear grip. It's light and, you know, it's oversteering.
Do you think the back unloads too fast on you, and that if the back stayed more planted, it would be better?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a series of sweepers on the back side of the track, and when you're losing adhesion with your rear tires going through a very 120 mile an hour corners, you know, it's pretty unsettling. And we had run the first 2 sessions that way, and we ran 154s, which were faster than last year's times, but unfortunately everybody else is running 52s or better. It's tough because there's a lot of mid-throttle stuff, and you're you know, it wants to be going full song, you know. Imagine, you know, you're driving on a freeway off-ramp, you know, the one that is a big long circle, and somebody turns the sprinklers on and it wets a part of it. Imagine going there pretty fast and hitting that wet part. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like you have any grip with your tires and you're going to slide off the track at any minute. When you're going that fast, you know, it gets your attention. We run these cars really hard over the weekend. I mean, autocrossing, you know, all day long. It's 10 runs, 11 runs on a car is a lot. Normally in an SCCA Pro Solo or whatever, they get 3 runs in a weekend. We got 11 runs in one day, you know, so that's a lot of wear and tear on your car. And then the next day you come out here and run it real hard on the racetrack and then beat it up on a speed stop. So it's really, really hard on equipment. It really is. So really is a test to, you know, how far do you go in performance without pushing it over the edge, you know, and breaking the car. Went out in the 3rd session, kept making adjustments to the car, and it felt absolutely phenomenal. It felt great, and I knew I had a good car under me that wasn't going to be nervous, that we were going to be able to put a good lap time in. and unfortunately, you know, the motor stopped running, and you know, we hurt the motor, and we need to go back and fix it. I just pulled off the track before it did any major damage. Dropped, you know, it's not leaking oil, it's not doing anything. We may have dropped a valve. It might be something really simple, but I don't know. We went to our higher power setting, and making more power. We needed a second really bad, you know, to keep our position here. Probably screwed ourselves trying to go with more power, but what are you going to do? You're behind the 8-ball, got to go for it. We caught it pretty early, so we can get it back to the shop. We'll have it fixed in a couple days and ready to go. Yeah, we're out of the running. We're out. We can't protect what we've got. So our competition's over at NOLA, and we have tied for first place. And that sounds pretty good, and it is good, 492 points. The only problem is that there's a tiebreaker involved. Mike DeSold and I were tied for first place at the end of the day, at the end of the weekend, and the tiebreaker goes to the car that has the higher design and engineering score. We finished second in design and engineering, which I'm thrilled about. The only problem is Mike's car finished first, and he got the nod and got the win. So it just goes to show you how important design and engineering is. You know, they wrote the rules, it's in the rule book, it's part of our competition. If you ignore that segment, you're gonna get beat. That's all there is to it. Quit complaining about it, just make your car as nice as it possibly can. Well, I definitely look at everything positive. We were definitely stronger here than we were in Vegas. Autocross wise, I mean, obviously, you know, we pulled it out of the bag, and you know, proved that we can win on autocross with this Evo, and beat Corvettes and beat some champions. So, you know, I take a lot of positive away from there. The speed stop, we've always been pretty good with this car if it's healthy. And we proved it again. It's pretty formidable, and it's tough to beat. On the road course, I'm disappointed that we didn't go faster. You know, but that's just, we learned a lesson there. We can't get too greedy on power. We've got to get the car working first, stick in the good times, and then go for it if you've got another session left to try and lay down some time. So we learned something here, and we're always learning. You know what? That's the way it goes. We'll see you at NCM.